let's have a look at the charts. So I will start with XRP, and this here is, I'm going to point this out first, yeah, because I think we may have bottomed here. There could be another drop in it for sure, but I think we may have bottomed. I'll tell you why, because I'm looking at this looking at this channel here, yeah. So when I take the measure from here to here, okay, and I pop this on here, you can see that it's pretty much bottomed out. So potentially that's done. So I'm going to remove this. So now I'm looking at this channel, and again you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, and potentially heading for a 5, a 5 over here. Excuse me. So now, partly why I'm also mindful of we could have bottomed out here is when I look at this chart here, and you can see the 50 crossing to 200 EMA on the 1 hour and the spill here. You can see the same spill going on here, and a similar pattern here. It's a bigger version of it, and again a similar one here. It's more drawn out and spiky. So the part I'm going to point out, I'll use this one as an example, is you can see when this bottoms out here and it starts to work its way up, is here you've got this double bullish divergence here. You got the double bottom here, and then you start to get the lift back up. Now at the same time, you can see on the stock RSI, again it tops out here and stays high to the top, but you can see there it's just choppy. The 1 hour is choppy all the way up, yeah. So here, with a very similar position in it as well, I believe, yeah, is that we're getting our excuse me, our 1, our 2, and this is our third level down. And again, look, we've got our bottom here, and we've got the RSI on the 1 hour chopping up again, yeah. And again, the stock RSI is at the top, and what I'm watching for is to see if this RSI will just stay at the top like the previous one and just keep topping out, yeah. So I'm mindful that we're heading on the way back up, yeah. And now I do believe there's a trade opportunity in here, because I'm looking at two moves here, yeah. Just on this small one here is a lift back to the 786 or so, around 38 or so, and then a drop back down, because I think this is a small arc in itself, yeah. A drop back down to I'm not sure exactly, a drop back down to around the 36.5 mark. So potentially what I'm looking at here is, again, if this has bottomed out, is on this small scale there's the third spike, double top, first drop. We're heading up for mountain peak. So mountain peak, third drop, and I think third drop here is going to also be the 1-2 for the bigger move up, and potentially coming up and doing a 1 top, a 2 top, coming up for the third top here around the 40-50 mark, potentially around here, yeah. That's what I'm looking at now. I've just drawn the lines here just to show you, yeah. So that's what I'm looking at now. Potentially, that could give, that could give us this lift here. So this is what I'm looking at. Same thing here. As you can see, the lift 1, 2, and then the top out here. Yeah. So that could give us that. So we'll see. So one of the things I'd be looking for is this topping out formation as well. If this happens, it's following the same format. If this happens, then from here we'll be doing a minimum of a 20% drop. Generally 20 to 40% drop, yeah. So just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity. A 20% drop here is 32.2. A 40% drop here is 24 or so, yeah. So 32.2 would probably be a 20% drop would be a 786 of this lift. Be a 786 correction of this lift. If we continue on down to a, what do we say, 24, 23 something, it will be a 1.414 spill below here, yeah. Now equally is we may have bottomed. This may be the bottom out here, and we're breaking up, which I'll show you as well. Yeah, this is where this, if we are already hitting the bottom and we're breaking up, this is where it might be bottoming out and then heading on up as well. That could be the case as well. I'll go through that in a moment. Yeah. So so I'm watching this. Now if you look at this channel here, if you remember what I said about the first target here would take us to potentially the midline of this channel, and we get a drop back down, and then we got another lift up, and we're going to take, because I did from here to here, the bottom for the impulse, and then the bigger impulse all the way from up here is the 786. Even if I was a little bit more, if I put it here rather than here, although I do think it should be here, that would take us up to potentially a 40, 50 or so, yeah. If I have it wrong and I need to do it from here, is potentially it could take us to again the top of this channel at 39.88 or so, yeah. So you can see what I'm thinking of that we've got 1 level, 2 level, 3 levels down, and potentially we're going to get air 1, 2, and then find our way excuse me, find our way up here, 3, 4. It'll be like this, something like that. You get the idea. But we got to see if this is the bottom here, yeah. So now when we roll on a little bit more, equally as well, might as well we do this as well, yeah. As you can see, the consolidation here, you got the drop down, sets the top. Here it is setting the range. Here's the lower low. Here's the higher high. Now, what we should be getting is a low down, and we should be getting a move down here, to be honest, yeah. So this move to here is popping back up to here, will be again giving us our 1, 2, our 3 tops. And again, potentially this could be setting us down for a bigger spill. And again, if you look at this channel, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is all the way down here. And that will be the 24 range. Remember I was telling you about the 24 earlier on? That would be the 24 range down here. Now that would fit in with this giving us a lower, this consolidation channel giving us a lower low, yeah. But if if we're going to get pattern interrupted and we've already hit the bottom, is we could be getting this as a bottom here, and then price action breaking up and heading up like this. That could also be the case as well, yeah. Gotta see. So what changed? Excuse me. What changed yesterday? The 4-day changed, and here's the 4-day at the moment. Now, potentially, if we look at the figures we were looking at of a lift up, there's the 39 mark. Potentially, we could be getting a lift back up to. Again, here's the daily. Here's that daily consolidation range. We could be getting a lift back up to 39 range or so. There's the 10 on the 4 hour, even the 50 at 39.50 on the 4 hour as a back test, yeah, potentially. The 2-day turned as well, and again you can see the VWAP is sort of holding a support at the moment, and again a back test possibly to the 10 up here as well. And then on the daily, again a back test up to the 20 MA here. if it's going to hold, if this lift is going to happen, yeah, you can see again the VWAP here is support at the moment. The 5 is on the daily. The 5 is open to a turn to a lift here. Yeah, it looks like it anyway. Even a back test of, if you look, it broke the 50 on the daily, and again it hasn't back tested the 50, which would be up at the 38. So that would be my first target. Remember I was talking about on the smaller time frame. On the smaller time frame is yeah, this one here to the 50, drops back down, and then heads on up and hits the top of that descending channel. This one here. Remember this one here? Oh, I'm just slipping it in here, but you get what I'm talking about. So this would give us our back test of the 50, bounce away from it, and then a lift back up and hitting up here, hitting around the 20 MA on the, and giving us a 1, 2, and the third top on the peak. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, what's that white line? Yeah, look at this. So look at this support line here, yeah. So now, if I factor that into what I just said, because again that's up there as well, potentially now is a back test to the 50, a bit of a rejection, and then potentially a back test to this support line here. And that would be very interesting if we back tested to this support line and that support line became resistance. If that support line became resistance, I think that's a strong indication of rejection further down. And that would give us our 1, our 2, and our 3. So there you go. That looks very interesting now. The fact that that's there. Okay. So yeah. So now, just looking at the stocks. Here's the daily top left. The RSI in the daily still hasn't bottomed out. So it's quite possible that it may not bottom out. We get our lift, we get a turnaround, and we finally get our drop, and it bottoms out. But it hasn't actually done it yet. It may want to do it today. The stock down here is pretty. You can see when you compare it to other levels on the daily. Like, look, it's at the bottom, so to speak. Can it go lower? Yes, it could, because it could have pushed one more time. It could, but you can see the stock is pretty much at the bottom of where it normally, its limit of where it normally limits itself to. Yeah. The bottom right here, now here's the 12 hour. And again, you can see this, the RSI is absolutely bottomed out on the 12 hour on the bottom right, yeah. The 4 hour here, the stock is heading back up, and while the RSI is down a little bit at the moment, I'm not going to spend too much time on these. The one I'm really watching is the top right, is the hourly. Is it going to follow the same pattern? And the RSI on the hourly just keeps, winding its way up, and the stock stays at the top and just does a lift, and it pulls all the other stocks up as well for a reset to the top. Yeah. So that's what I'm watching for there. Yeah. So now on the divergences is this one here, all the way up to the 10 hour. This is the 10 hour, are showing bullish divergences that haven't actually triggered. So all the way up to the 10 hours triggering. Then bottom right is the daily again, that hasn't bottomed out. But everything up to the 12 hour or the 10 hour so far has bullish divergences on them that haven't triggered, not yet. And there's the 12 hour. No, still no. Okay, so this one, this is the EMAs. The white is the 20 EMA, the light blue is the 10 EMA, and then the 55 EMA is the dark blue. The white and the dark blue and the 55 are the more important ones I want to talk about. Yeah, and this on the daily, so you can see that the 20 is very close to crossing the 55 here on the daily. So I believe there's a good chance that there's going to be a back test to this, to here, and this can still cross over, or they can be wicking each other, and the level there is at the moment 38.81, or again around that 39 mark, yeah, 38.50, 39 mark. So there could be a back test to here, and again potentially this is going to tell us now about what direction it's going to go. We get the spill down, again, obviously it's going to go again, or it takes a turn up. It takes a turn up, the white gets rejected here, it takes a turn up and it heads on up. So that looks like that's playing out, and I think that's me for now. Trade wise, when I zoom in here, trade wise, yeah, I hopped in on a long somewhere around here, and I'm waiting to see how it plays out. Just trying to see where's the potential entry here. It's hard to tell because this could turn the wrong. This could turn the wrong. I could be wrong on this, and this could go the wrong way. Yeah. On the 15-minute, you can see the drop down, the consolidation range here. The drop down. Here's the lift that sets the level. Even if this is the drop down, here's the level. So sets the range. Here's the level that breaks a lower low. Here we are heading back up to the higher high, which we haven't got yet. And it looks to me like the higher high, when I put the fibs on this, is the higher high is looking at around the 786, around the 38 mark, yeah. So that's looking that's what I'm looking at, yeah. And then we get the back test back down. Is if we do hit the 38 mark or so, I think actually it could be slightly higher than that, but this might do a double top. On the bigger scale, this could be a double top. Yeah, anyway, let's not get overcomplicated. What I'll be looking for on the way back down is, I would just say 38 here. There we go. All the way down to the bottom. and again a back test down a range of a 702 to 786, so 3660 to 3672. So let's say 3665, yeah. So I'd be looking for a 38 and then a 3665 or so, and then I believe it's going to head on up. It's going to head on up for another lift. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So entry wise, is this could be, again, if it holds this level here, this could be just offering a little range here. It's going to be a really tight one. Now I'm in on the 15 minute. I could be totally way off base here. This could be lifting up and moving away here again. But there's a 702, an entry at 3860 is, the bottom here is 3670. So 3660. And then a target of 38. 38.20, yeah. 38 I think is good enough, yeah. So that's what I'm looking at, yeah. And then catching a trade here, and the target back down will be 3660. So that's what I'm looking at, yeah. Okay, so that's me. Let's see how it plays out. Because I know it looks like it's going to drop. It's a hard one to read. When I look at the 4 hour, the 4 hour here, get rid of those, yeah. You can see the 5 and the VWAP bar supporting the turn. Here's the 10, and look, here's a rejection candle that got pushed down, is coming back up. So you can see there's a fight going on. So it all depends on whether the VWAP will hold or not. And I think that's the challenge here. You get used to looking at the spill down. Once the VWAP decides to hold, the others gather beneath it. Yeah. So we're looking at the last one to turn was the 9 hour. And again, look, you can see it's breaking the 5s. There's the 8 hour. Here's the 6 hour. And look, it's above the 6 hour. So now the 10 hour. And again, the 4 hour, the 5's already turned, and look, it's challenging the 10. Yeah. Then the 10 hour is going to turn in 20 seconds. And again, we got to see what this wants to do. Yeah. So it's quite possible that this will wick through. The 5 will wick through price action. Might as well just wait. Here it is in a couple of seconds, and we just see. Okay, so there we go. So there's the 5 on the 10 hour. Here's the VWAP holding, and again potentially we might get a lift here. Yeah. So the 2 hour turned as well. Okay, and then there's a turn on the 5 and 10 here. So you can see VWAP 5 and 10. It's broken above the medial line here, and again you can see it's pushing. But look, here's the 20 coming down like a beast. But again, that's why the hour is up and down until it breaks. I think if we get past the 20s here, we get a bit of a spike up. It'll come back down, and then you get a push through. That's what it did on the pattern last time. Yeah. On the 1 hour is, look, you can see price action is looking to get above the 20 EMA, the white line here, and really hold that as support. And this time around, we've got the 5 here. Here's the 20 dip down. Here's the 10 taking a sharp turn up, and here's the VWAP. Yeah. So again, lots of support getting under the hour for that lift, and you can see the next target, if we can get up to it, is challenging the 50s. That's where that spike might come. You might get that wick up here, and again another backdrop and working its way through. Yeah. So that's it. So if you get in on this, if you want to get in this long, great. If not, around 38 mark, there should be another one for a short. Yeah.
And big. I'm going to start with a little bit of contextual data. So we've got today, happy Valentine's. It's the 14th of February. and we have the CPI data coming out. So this is what the market's been waiting for, and at the moment there's a tight balance between the sellers and the buyers. There was a dip at the weekend, and it was quite quickly bought, and it was bought in high volume, so whales were buying in, which means that if the whales are buying in, that means the rally might be continuing, because they wouldn't be buying in closer to the end of the rally. However, it might just be more to entice the retail for the next leg up. So that's what we need to be mindful of as traders. We need to put the stop losses on, and I don't mind catching fewer swings and catching waiting longer, and even not doing anything at the moment, because it's the longest, choppiest sideways that we've had since the big drop from the all-time high. So at the moment, we're looking at what's going to happen past 1:30 p.m. UK time. There's going to be some volatility around that time, and generally it's both directions. I've seen, usually there were 2 moves around this kind of data. Now I've recently seen 3 moves, as in it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, and last time with the FOMC with Powell, it went up, it went down, it went up again. So 3 moves for volatility, 2 spike out orders, and mostly high leverage orders that are put in, because again, if you are going to move the market 5, 8, even 10%, those 100 extras could be making 1,000% profit or more. So 10x, which is huge. So you as the market maker would want to minimize that, and that's why the volatility comes in before the big move, to make sure those orders are spiked out. So now I'm going to start with the S&P, because we had a day of the S&P yesterday, and it is above the support and resistance line. It's made a nice green candle yesterday. The daily stock is still on the down, but the 4-hour is heading back up. We haven't had any particular crossings yet on the 4-hour. The weekly is at the top, and it looks like it's topped out. But again, we haven't had any particular crossings. However, we are looking at this is the 13, this is the 20, this is the 50, and this is the 5 EMAs. These are all coming up on the weekly for the S&P, so it looks like it is going to continue. Now, the big question is, as for this rally and the BTC, is it going to come down and test the 200 on the daily, which would be a very sustainable 250 on the daily, which would be very sustainable, and then continue upwards, or not, or just continue upwards from where it is today. Now, the S&P has had a great correction. Here it did a 0.5 correction before continuing. BTC and ETH haven't at the moment, so we need to see them continue correcting initially. That's what I would need to see technically to make this rally sustainable. Of course, it could continue with the help of the market makers. Anyways, in terms of leaving the bear market, we would need to see a more sustainable swing to the upside. Otherwise, it is holding within the parameters of a bear market rally. Now, we are, that's the S&P, and now I'm going to check the DXY. The DXY is down on the day. It is along the support and resistance line of 102.9, 103, let's say. It is holding the 13 EMA, but the 5 is down. And unless the 4-hour is going to recover itself from this, the 4-hour is doing some sideways. Like you see, we have been in sideways ranging the whole weekend for the coins. It's the same for the DXY. Look, it's been doing sideways swings in the 4-hour time frame. It does look like this is a double top formation. Technically, this is an M formation. The question is this, now I'm gonna, is this the peak formation, level 2, level 3, rounded bottom here, taking it out, and here after this rounded bottom, holding the white line here for support would mean lifting out of this. Technically, this is one of the most sustainable structures. What we need to see is a push off this line towards this purple level here, and then turning this into support and then continuing up to here. So that's what we would need to see to have this confirmed. At the moment, we don't. At the moment, this might just be part of the consolidation for another another swing down towards the 99.1 area. So that's what that's what this could mean if this white support and resistance line, right where it is right now, doesn't hold. It doesn't look like this 4-hour consolidation is complete because we only have 1-2 touches to the top, 1-2 touches to the bottom. So we might still be continuing up and down within this time frame. We don't have at the moment a turning up on the 4-hour for the DXY, which means we don't have a move, the momentum turning for the upwards, which means the coins could still keep going up. Once the DXY turns up, then it's more likely for the coins to be moving down. Now, for BTC, what we have is a turning of the stock on the weekly down, which is what I mentioned yesterday in the weekly review. And then on the daily, we have the stock which is floored, and now it's lifting up. So could this be a lift up? Absolutely, it could. What do we need to get above for this to be confirmed as a lift? The 20. So once we get above the 20 and we hold this and we confirm it, then I would be looking at going with the trend and longing on a nice 0618 retracement. That's what I'm looking at. The stock on the daily right now has turned up. The 4-hour is up. They're going together. The weekly is the one that's going against the trend. So that's why we're seeing this sideways, and that's why we're seeing this sideways for so long. Like it's now become clear to me why this is taking so long to consolidate, because right now we're having the daily and the weekly going against each other. So the weekly has to turn with the daily now. The daily needs to lift the weekly from its crossing down, which might happen. On the 4-hour, we have had, so ever since the breaking here, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 back tests of the 20. Generally the 4th one, where we are right now, is where it breaks to the upside. I am taking this with a pinch of salt though, because to me this drop is not complete. So this is the peak formation. This is level 1, level 2, we need a level 3, and that level 3 would be at least around 0.5, and again that would give it a nice correction for it to continue to the upside. However, we are again, we haven't done any, like, look at this beautiful parabolic swing to the upside. There was no correction, not even a 0.382. ETH did at least a 382 correction. BTC hasn't even done that. Of course, it's market maker movement, and we can have continuation to the upside. That's why I prefer to be extra cautious now. I'm extra cautious right now, especially with Bitcoin, because XRP at least is more generous in terms of ranges, but Bitcoin isn't really at the moment. So what we're looking at the moment on the 1-hour is it's just on a slightly higher high. This could offer a nice entry for a swing down if it is going to go down. or I would be waiting for the news to settle an hour after the news, 2:30 UK time, which is when, again, New York will have started. And once New York starts, I would be looking for a third leg down, maybe here, to go into a long position. So trade-wise, what I am looking at is I'll switch to the daily levels because they're the ones that are giving me some indication at the moment. We've back tested the psychological high, and it's like, look, sideways, and it's been I've been busy this weekend, but it's been if I take the whole thing here, 2.6%, not worth it. Not worth it. It's like, look at how spiky and also how much overlay there is on the 1 hour time frame. So here I would be looking to see, because the stochastic on the 1 hour is at the top, I would be looking to see if I can get a double top entry in 0618 into a short. Down to the low average daily range would be my target initially here. That's where I take 75% and then leave it running for the 55 on the daily. I was telling you yesterday that the 55 on the daily at 20.8, the 382, is likely to be hit before continuing to the upside. We still haven't had it. We've stopped here at the support and resistance. Again, in this in these moments of market manipulation, and you can see there's a lot of, even in the news, both FUD and FOMO, there are people saying, oh, BTC to 1 million. I've seen 1 million. ETH to 10k, crazy. And then there are the footers that are going, the SEC is after the crypto world, and it wants you out and stuff like that. So there's an equal battle in the news as well. So again, I prefer to take trades around New York time, especially after an hour after into the session. And especially now, since I switched the 4 hour time frame, I keep my 1 hour for signals. So the signals I'll be taking on the 1 hour with the stock RSI here at the top, looking at an 0618 here coming down. Because again, momentum is overbought. If momentum is overbought, chances are we're coming down. That's the strategy. And also on the 4 hour, in terms of the 4 hour steps down, I can't see 3 steps down. Like, this is a whole consolidation. And yes, you could say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, but this is on the 1 hour. This is not the 4 hour. The 4 hour is the whole channel here. Anyways, I don't want to repeat myself, but I feel that because of all the reasons all the reasons for longs and for short positions, I feel I'm repeating a lot of info. Anyways, I'll keep it short for now. So that would be one option for today's. Let me put in a path because it looks neater. So that would be one option for again, very low risk, super tight stop loss above this. I would give it very little, maybe $50, not even 100. Usually I do 100, but considering where we are right now, just very little, $25, $50, and then just to cover this peak by literally minimally, not to get caught in something like this. It spiked up by 935, and this one was 931. So again, $4. So not to be caught in something like this. It spikes up $4 or $5 and then comes down my way. So that's how I would set it, very close above the psychological high. Because if it breaks that, it's either going to do a super enthusiastic candle up to the 200 or not. Again, the 200 would be one of the back tests, but I don't know if it's just going to go up to there, because if it if it breaks the M4, chances are it's going to go for the high average daily range at 22.3. So setting an order here with a tight stop loss without watching it would just get you stop loss out, most likely, because this is right in the middle of the M4 and M5 space. So I'd be cautious about this. I'd first watch to see if it breaks it, and then you would have a nice short down from the high average daily range on that 0618, and then coming down to M2 or M1. That would be a nice trade as well. If it goes up to here and then down, or again, I will be keeping you up to date, because if we do consolidate above the 200, so if this does go up here, consolidates, and then closes here, chances are we're going to continue to lift. So that's something we need to be mindful of as well. We are in the middle of a range of possibilities. Both ways are equally plausible. My opinion is that the 4-hour hasn't yet finished playing out. The back test here to the high average daily range would be the back test of the peak formation, support and resistance. It would absolutely be possible, and then coming back down, and that's how I would read it. But at the moment, we need to see what the news is going to break. Okay, now let's see, for Ethereum, we have the 55 on the daily that's been holding for a long time. And again, we have been back testing the 200 EMA on the daily as well. Now, this is where I was telling you that, to me, Ethereum and Bitcoin are in a clearer situation. So we are below the 200 EMA on the daily. We are holding the support of the 50 EMA on the daily, but the 5 is coming quite strongly down on the daily. And yes, we are, for BTC, we saw a stochastic that's been going up. For ETH, it's been spilling down. Quite different positions, but we know that ETH can be more explosive and it could turn around just as easily. So anything can happen in the market, especially where we are right now. On the 1 day, we are on the 50 EMA and 50 MA, and we back tested the 5 quite a lot of times, 3 times so far. Now I'm gonna change to the 1 hour, so that I because I've already posted the bigger time frame situation, and I'll do the same daily trade setup, because we are around the M3. The M3 is considered the reversal level. Now I'm to ask you, what's the trend? And to me, the trend is still continuing sideways here. Here's where it came down, it went up, there was a swing up. Now if we get above the psychological low here, we could continue to the upside to the high average daily range, back testing the 200 EMA on the 1 hour. Now mind you, this 200 EMA has only been back tested once since it broke it, and this was the major support and resistance throughout this consolidation. So that could happen. After that, we could continue down, and that's again, if I am in a short position on Ethereum, on XRP at the moment. It's at my entry point at the moment, but if I get, and I've got a super tight stop loss above the previous peak, so if I have if I get stop lossed out because it continues like this, I'll be watching for the high average daily range and waiting for that 1 hour to give me a nice range to come down. Now it could also get rejected where it is right now and come down now to the low average daily range. So, and also break it and push down to the M0. And the reason why I'm saying the M0 is because here it is, the 200 on the daily is 1438, the M0 is 1420. So thereabouts, between the M1 and the M0, it would be backtesting the 200. So that would be why I see it going there. Also, 1388 is the technical target of this channel. I've rarely, now most frequently lately, but generally lately, rarely, I've seen channels, 4-hour channels, not meet targets. So 1380, I believe, will be met. However, could we still have a couple of sideways swings? Yes, we could, and I know it's been taking forever. Even for Ethereum that loves its levels, this has been the longest consolidation in this tight space. This one here was close to it in duration. 18, yes, almost a month, but you can see that the range was double, which means it gives you more chances to follow it up to the top of the range. But here, very, very tight. However, still tradable, but only if you're looking at it on the 15-minute. It's tougher. It's tougher because it takes it away from you quite quickly if you're not watching it. So that's why I prefer to wait for this to show itself, or go with the bigger trend, which is at the moment for me it's down. ETH is below the 20, Bitcoin is below the 20. Generally, the market sentiment changes when it's below the 20. So I anticipate more downwards. Like this is doing a backtest for ETH, a backtest of the previous support and resistance at the moment. And if it holds below it, we are likely to move down. But the move down is not confirmed until, and I know I say it all the time, the previous low is broken with conviction and we keep on moving down. So we need to see lower lows constantly. That is me. Thank you for your patience today. I'm sorry I repeated a lot of things. I'll keep you posted during New York when the volatility will start happening, and an hour especially after the volatility to see where we are and if something has changed with reference to support and resistance levels. Sorry, I need one more minute. I'm sorry I said goodbye already, but I need one more minute to show you my new charts because I'm pretty sure you'll find them super useful. I'm pulling a Roy right now. There we go. So here is the FRVP, which is a tool that you can get in TradingView, the fixed range volume profile. And Roy has been using it for a while, and I've started layering it as a means of double checking support and resistance levels in a more dynamic way, because it correlates volume to support and resistance levels. So here I put it on the 4-hour on the past 3 swings. So the larger swing here, the top of the range swing here, and then the smaller baby 1-hour swing here. So that's how I have it set. And at the moment, and I made this line, which is the main point of control. Roy's is red, mine is white, and I check it to see where the volume point of control is with the recent price action. So at the moment we are above it. We're between that point of control and the 20 EMA on the 4-hour. So at the moment we're in this tight spot. It could be a diamond shape here as well for a reversal, or it could be something along these lines, this back test, and then pushing down. we have yet to see. We need to be patient, and also we need to be patient with the news, because this is what's happening. I'll show you the FRVP for ETH tomorrow morning. I'll keep posting these two for ETH and Bitcoin, so that you see how nice this is to use as a dynamic level, and you can move the bottom line or the top line constantly to move with price action. There again, as a double check, very clear tool. They are super. So that's it from me. Now I'm done. Again, thank you for listening to me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Mel. Have a good day.
You too, Lee. You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
Happy Valentine's again.
Thank you. Bye.